everyone, my name is Ribka and I'm from 11 Science 1. Today, I'm gonna read you a story about Be Grateful. A rich landowner named Carl often rode around his past estate so he could congratulate his wealth. One day, while riding around his estate on his favorite horse, he saw Hans, an old tenant farmer. Hans was sitting under a tree when Carl passed by. Hans said, "I was just thanking God for my food." Carl protested, "If that is all I had to eat, I would feel not giving thanks." Hans replied, "God has given me everything I need, and I'm thankful for it." The old farmer added, "It's strange. It should come by today. Because last night I had a dream, a voice that told me that the richest man in the valley will die tonight. I don't know what it means, but I feel I should have told you." Carl snorted, "Dreams are nonsense," and gulped away. But he cannot forget what the old Hans said. The richest man in the valley will die tonight. He was obviously the richest man in the valley. So, he invited his doctor. The afternoon, Carl told the doctor what Hans had said. After a thorough examination, the doctor said that, "Carl, you are healthy as a horse, and there is no way that you could have died tonight." Nevertheless, for assurance, the doctor stayed with Carl, and they played cards through the night. The doctor left next morning, and Carl was apologized for getting so upset what the old Hans said about his dream. At about 9 o'clock, a messenger arrived at Carl's door. "What is it?" Carl demanded. The messenger explained, "It's about old Hans. He died in his sleep last night." And the messenger gave him a letter. The letter said, "You don't need money to be rich. Be grateful for what you have in life, and you will feel happier." So, the moral story is, you have to be grateful for what you have, even though sometimes you didn't enjoy your life. Like, for example, you were having a dinner with your family, and you didn't like the food. But out there's a lot more people than they didn't get food. You can eat 3 times a day. They even just eat 1 meal a day probably. And you get a new clothes from your parents. They give you money to spend the money. You buy everything, you buy what you want. Out there's people that cannot afford things like what you have. For example, you could sleep in your house and stay warm. Out there, the homeless people, while sleeping on the street, they don't have food, they don't have money, they don't have warm clothes. So, even though what you have is not like many as other people have, but be grateful for what you have in life. Because if you feel grateful what you have, you will feel happier in your life. That's the message from me. Thank you.